your nose. That's why you're in the theater. That is the rule. If you don't want to follow the rule, get the out. Who do you think you are that you do not respect the people that are sitting around you?
Pay your salary.
You pay your salary. Bullshit. Chris Harper pays my salary. Who do you think you are?
Patron.
Just put your mask over your nose. We have worked really hard.
Alright guys, so I stumbled across this clip that low-key shocked me because I thought that this was over, right? I thought we weren't doing this in this country anymore. I thought that most of the mask mandates were gone, okay? However, I forgot that there's still large swaths of this country that live in liberal wastelands, right? Where they're still doing this theater, right? And speaking of theater, we're actually talking about a theater actress, I guess. I don't know, Broadway actress, I guess it's theater, I don't know, but her name is Patti LuPone. Okay, I know nothing about this woman whatsoever outside of the fact that she's going viral because she went on this tirade against one of the customers that were attending her show or whatever, in which she got pissed because they weren't wearing their mask properly. And again, this clip is going viral because of how heated she got over the fact that this person who was attending her show wasn't wearing the mask properly. So without further ado, I actually just want to go ahead and play the video so you guys can see the clip. Take a look.
Put your mask over your nose. That's why you're in the theater. That is the rule. If you don't want to follow the rule, get the out. Do not respect the people that are sitting around you. You pay my salary. Bullshit. Chris Harper pays my salary. Excuse me. Who do you think you are? Just put your mask over your nose. We have worked.
Yeah, so there's some obvious hypocrisy going on here, right, that we have to discuss. But first, I want to read more about this so that you guys kind of get an understanding of what happened and what's going on here, as she is doubling down on her F-word mass tirade and Broadway is backing her up. So let's read here. She's in good company. Broadway bigwigs are backing Patti LuPone after she was caught on camera slamming a Maskless theatergoer Tuesday night. The stage icon 73 hollered at the barefaced patron following a performance of her hit musical Company, with the foul-mouthed footage subsequently going viral on social media. The explosive incident divided the internet, with some pundits claiming the veteran performer was rude, vulgar, and disrespectful. But on Wednesday, LuPone doubled down and was supported by her play's producers. In a tweet shared to Company's official Twitter page, the production shared a GIF showing LuPone gesturing to her face while mouthing the words, "Wear a mask." The Broadway League, representing the owners of 41 Broadway venues, requires all patrons to wear a face covering at shows. The policy will be revisited next month. Meanwhile, in a subsequent statement, the musical's lead producer, Chris Harper, said the entire production, quote, stands with the star. And as you can see it, guys, this is kind of like a gif or whatever of her saying wear a mask or whatever, right? Quote, over the course of her storied career, Patti has always had an unshakable bond with the audience, and she takes their role as seriously as her own, Harper stated, according to Deadline. She is also a fierce advocate for the entire theatrical workforce. We stand with Patti and support her efforts to keep our entire community, from patrons to ushers, cast to stage crew, safe and healthy so we can keep Broadway open, he added. LuPone's tirade came during a talkback session held after a performance of Company on Tuesday night. Quote, put your mask over your nose. That's why you're in the theater. LuPone could be heard lecturing the barefaced patron in the now viral video posted to Twitter. All right, guys, so some of you should be able to point out the obvious hypocrisy here, right? This same person virtue signaling about how an audience member who paid to be there, by the way, is not wearing a mask or not wearing a mask over their nose, okay? Because it sounds to me like the person was wearing a mask, they just weren't wearing it over their nose, which is what she may or may not have had a problem with. This same person is not wearing a mask herself, on stage yelling at somebody, trying to lecture them on spreading the virus and keeping people safe when she's not keeping people safe. She's not following the rules, right? I mean, again, that rant was probably one of the most ridiculous rants I've ever seen in my life, right? These people are so self-righteous, okay? They think they're so holier than thou, right? That every time you look, they're always pushing their Hollywood elitism in the faces of regular folks, where they make everybody else do things that they don't have to do and then turn around and tell regular folks who don't do the things they're not doing that they're bad people, right? But she's not, okay? And it's funny because look at the person right beside her. She knows that rant is ridiculous. She just got her head turned. She like, you know what? I'm going to stay out of this. I ain't got nothing to say about this. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm just going to turn my head. But again, man, this is just ridiculous, right? You embarrassed the audience member because she's not wearing a mask. Okay, and we don't even know whether or not she was actually wearing a mask or whether or not she wasn't wearing a mask over her nose, because I guarantee you, she probably was wearing a mask. The mask just wasn't over her nose. And you know you got those sticklers out there. They're going to tell you to put it up over your nose. Okay? But again, I'm surprised to see this because I thought that the mask charade was over. Okay? We're not wearing masks on airlines anymore. Not wearing them, out in public stores anymore, anything like that. Not wearing it at the gym. Okay, I believe they got rid of them in schools. I thought wearing masks was not a thing anymore. But apparently I forgot that there are liberal parts of this country that are still doing it, right? They're still doing it. And apparently Broadway is one of those places, okay? But for whatever reason, Broadway, who says they're trying to keep everybody safe, doesn't require the actual actors on stage to keep people safe, right? And then they're going to back up this woman for disrespecting one of their customers? Yeah, I mean, again, this is Hollywood elitism on steroids. It really is, okay? And a lot of people are getting on the woman, the audience member, for saying, hey, I pay your salary or whatever. And, this woman, Miss LuPone, was like, no, you don't, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people are kind of getting on the audience member for saying that. But the point that she's making is that I'm the customer, right? I pay to be here, and you shouldn't disrespect me like that, right? It's one thing to ask somebody to put the mask on and to follow the rules. Is another thing to yell at them and berate them and rant at them and curse at them because they're not following the rules. Again, we don't know to what extent she wasn't following the rules. We don't know if she actually wasn't wearing a mask or she was wearing a mask and the mask was just over her nose. It sounded to me like she was wearing it just was over her nose, which again makes this even worse, right? Makes it so much worse. But again, the point is that we help support you. We help put money in your pocket. Okay, so don't get too big for your britches just because you're rich and famous that you forget about your supporters, right? And the people who, again, have enabled you to have such a privileged life. But again, a lot of these Hollywood elitists, they don't care anymore, right? They don't see that anymore. They don't care about the common folk that put them in their positions. They don't care about that. They rather lecture to those people and act like they're holier than thou, but they don't follow any of the rules that they want everybody else to follow. You cannot come up here and disrespect the audience member like that and rant against them for not following the rules and not wearing a mask, not keeping people safe when you're not even doing it, right? It's very hypocritical and it's very elitist. But again, this is par for the course in regards to what you see from, again, these Hollywood, Broadway type elitists. Okay, they never had to follow any of the rules since the beginning of this pandemic, and they always expected normal peasants like me and you to follow the rules, and if we don't, then hey, you know what? We're super spreaders and, we're harming folks. Them, on the other hand, though, is almost as if they believe that they're immune to all of that, right? That the pandemic doesn't apply to them. Rules don't apply to them. So, hey, who knows, man? Maybe this woman needs a little bit of cancel culture, right? Maybe that's what she needs. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.